Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into one of the biggest shifts happening in the business world, and that's artificial intelligence. Look, this isn't some sci-fi movie concept anymore. It's happening right now, and it's totally reshaping how the smartest companies out there are working, creating, and winning. So let's really get into what that means.
So that brings us right to the big question. What does it actually mean to be an AI-empowered organization? You're going to be hearing this term a lot more, trust me. So let's break down what it is and, just as important, what it isn't.
Okay, so an AI-empowered organization, it's so much more than a company that just goes out and buys a few AI tools. It's really a fundamental cultural shift. We're talking about weaving AI into the very DNA of the business, making it part of how you make decisions, how you innovate, and the goal isn't to replace people, but to seriously amplify what they're capable of.
This whole new way of working, it really rests on three core pillars. First, you've got strategic integration. That means AI isn't just some side project, it's a core part of your main processes. That then helps build a data-driven culture, right? Where big decisions are guided by actual data, not just gut feelings. And all of that leads to the final pillar, augmented human capabilities, where AI takes on the grunt work, freeing up your people to be more creative and way more productive.
Here's the reality check. The AI revolution isn't coming, it's already here. The companies that are jumping on this early, they are gaining a huge competitive advantage right now. So for any leader, the question really isn't if you should do this, but when. And honestly, how fast can you get it done?
Okay, so to see how this really works, let's zoom in on a department where the impact is super clear and immediate: sales. Let's see how AI helps you find your absolute best customers with laser precision.
For decades, we've thought of sales as this kind of art form, based on intuition and charm. Well, AI is flipping that on its head and turning it into a science. By crunching massive amounts of data, AI can predict with scary accuracy which leads are actually going to become customers. This lets your sales team focus all their energy where it's going to pay off.
And this is where it gets really good, because AI automation can just completely free up your sales team. I mean, imagine this. All that mind-numbing data entry, automated. Lead scoring, it's streamlined, instantly pointing to your hottest opportunities. You can even automate the first few follow-ups. This whole system lets your team do what they do best: build relationships and close deals.
And hey, this is not just some theory. Let's look at a real-world company, we'll call them Company X, that put an AI sales system in place. What they saw was, well, it was pretty incredible.
The impact was immediate and huge. First off, just by focusing on the right leads, they saw a staggering 40% jump in their sales conversion rates. Think about that. More deals closed from the exact same pool of prospects.
And it wasn't just about closing more deals, it was about doing it faster. At the same time, their entire sales cycle, from that first hello to a signed contract, shrank by 25%. That's a huge acceleration. And of course, all of that leads to the number that really matters at the end of the day. All that efficiency, all that effectiveness, it drove a 15% increase in overall company revenue. That's the real-world bottom-line impact we're talking about. Okay, so let's switch gears. AI's impact isn't just on customer-facing teams like sales. It's also transforming the absolute core of a business. Let's look at finance and how AI shifts things from just reacting to problems to proactively protecting the company. Traditionally, financial security has always been reactive. You find out about fraud after the damage is done. AI just completely flips that script. It lets you move from reacting to threats to actually neutralizing them in real time before they can do any harm. So how does it actually do that? Well, these AI systems are constantly scanning millions of transactions, and they're spotting these tiny, subtle patterns that a person would never ever see. The second it finds something suspicious, it flags it instantly. It can even blot a fraudulent transaction before a single dollar is lost. It's like having a tireless 24/7 guard on your company's finances.
And the numbers totally back this up. Organizations using AI are seeing around a 30% boost in how accurately they detect threats. And that, in turn, leads to a 25% drop in overall financial risk and about a 15% improvement in the company's financial stability. So you see, it's not just about security. It's about building a fundamentally stronger business.
Now, I don't want to make it sound like you just flip a switch and everything's perfect. Making this AI transition, it comes with some very real challenges and, just as important, some really profound responsibilities.
So, any organization going down this road is going to hit 3 major hurdles. First up, data quality. Your AI is only as smart as the data you feed it. So, is your data clean and reliable? Second, data privacy. Are you following all the rules to protect customer info? It's non-negotiable. And third, talent. Do you actually have the people with the skills to build and manage these things? These are the tough questions every leader has to ask.
But look, even if you solve all those practical problems, that's only half the battle. Because beyond all the tech stuff, there's a much deeper layer of responsibility that we absolutely have to get right. And that's ethics.
This right here might be one of the most important questions of our time. I mean, think about it. If an AI is making decisions about who gets hired or who gets a loan, we have a massive responsibility to make sure those algorithms are fair and aren't just repeating the same biases that humans have. So, if we want people to trust AI, we have to make a serious commitment to using it responsibly. That means you have to be actively checking your algorithms for fairness. You have to be ruthless about protecting data. And you need to have crystal clear ethical rules for how AI gets used across your entire organization. Okay, so as we start to bring this all home, let's talk about how you actually measure if this whole transformation is working and what the future really holds for organizations that get this right. When you're trying to measure the return on your AI investment, it's never just about one single number. You only get the real picture when you look at a combination of things. You're tracking direct revenue gains, yeah, but you're also looking at huge cost savings from being more efficient. And maybe the most important one, real, measurable improvements in how happy your customers are.
And really, that's what this all adds up to. The companies that are going to win in the years ahead are the ones that use AI to become incredibly efficient, endlessly innovative, and just completely obsessed with their customers.
So this AI transformation, it's not some distant thing on the horizon. It's here. Right now. It's this incredibly powerful toolkit just sitting there, waiting to be used. And so the only real question left is the one you see right here. What will you build with it?